a few clients have been dropping bombs like they've been cutting their carbs. They've been, what's the right way to word it? Where they're saying, oh no, they feel good about themselves because they've been limiting their carb intake. Well, I'm trying to make them understand that carbs aren't fucking bad for you. Like it.
Look, okay, so let's discuss the topic of carbohydrates. So, in order to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you consume.
Yeah, it's
as
a simple
as
procedure.
that.
Yeah.
No matter how much people try to
Eat less, move more.
that's
Simple.
it. You know, and if that wasn't the case, then basically human beings would have discovered perpetual energy and would be immortal.
Where do you think that started? Where people had such a bad relationship with carbohydrates specifically? Like,
Look, now it stems down to this, and it stems down with some very sound thought patterning. And the reason why is that your body cannot survive without adequate protein and adequate fat.
yeah,
Okay, for the growth and development of cells, cell membranes, endocrine function, etc., etc., etc. Energy requirements.
yeah,
Human beings can survive 100% by never consuming another carbohydrate again,
okay,
by virtue of the fact that your body can convert protein into sugars via
Yes.
gluconeogenesis, and your body can also use fat for fuel.
okay. But is that
So-
sustainable over a long period of time?
You can argue that.
Okay.
You can argue the merits for or against ketogenic and banting diets. That's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah.
The thing is that if you are prepping an athlete or a client that is on a very restricted diet to get into superhuman levels of conditioning in a short space of time,
Yeah,
you're going to have a certain amount of protein, which should be measured
Yes.
according to that person's body weight.
yeah. Which you would measure first, being most
100%,
important. Yeah,
and you're going to have a certain amount of fat,
Yeah.
minimum. Therefore, if you wanted to increase the deficit to get a more severe level of conditioning,
yeah.
what's the macronutrient you're inevitably going to end up dropping?
Carbohydrates.
100%. Not because carbs are bad.
Yeah.
Not because carbs are the enemy.
Because if you want to put it in from a macro perspective, I mean, there's 9 calories per gram of fat, 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. So rationally, you would think, okay, fats being higher in calories per gram than carbohydrates, you would reduce fat. So why would you keep? Why is it so important to make sure that fats have to stay above a specific level?
So you need a certain amount, like I was saying, for endocrine function and general health purposes. You know, your body uses fat for a plethora. It uses it for the lining of your organs. It uses it for neural function.
Okay.
Endocrine function, you know, the production and utilization of hormones. Lots of vitamins and minerals are fat soluble, which means that they cannot be absorbed or utilized in the absence of fat. So you
Okay.
need fat to a huge degree. I would argue that athletes, strength athletes and performance athletes certainly need carbohydrates. But again, in a restrictive dieting atmosphere where you are looking to get someone in the greatest aesthetic
Yes.
conditioning to inhuman levels of body fat,
Yeah.
you're going to have a certain amount of protein that you will very rarely drop. Okay, and it'd be silly to drop because you are most likely going to be cannibalizing muscle mass.
Yes.
And you're not going to drop fat from a health perspective. Okay, over and above that, those fats will also help lubricate tendons, joints, ligaments, connective tissue, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So the first thing that you'll eat your way is, of course, going to be
Carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates, 100%. So carbs don't make you fat, but all things considered, if your protein and your fats are calculated correctly as an aesthetic bodybuilding athlete,
Yeah.
inevitably the macro that you are going to start scavenging from is inevitably going to be carbohydrates.
Okay.